What's up, everybody? It's George. I'm back again with Warp Charge Gaming here for the Thursday night live talk show. It's a rant and rave about 40k and everything under the sun. Who knows what we'll get into as I begin to ramble here. We're live on our Discord server where you can jump in right now and be a part of the conversation. I'm going to pull up the old YouTube ramble here. There we go. So yeah, hello and welcome to episode number 3. Last week was all about the new spring FAQ, and we went off on the different concepts that have been changed and newly added. Let's see, so that was on episode number 2 there, getting used to my PowerPoint skills here. You can catch that if you tune in and hear all about those details. I feel like somebody's in the Discord. Nope, just me. And so yeah, this week has been more playtesting using the new FAQ rules, creating a list design based around the new concepts, particularly for me, the Brotherhood of Sorcery rule for the 1,000 Suns that you gain by having a pure detachment of them. Before, and it was a good in itself, was plus 6 inches to the range of your psychic powers. Now they've gone even further with the new FAQ, and 1,000 Suns and Grey Knights can smite unrelentlessly. There is no +1 to the cast for them. So you can basically spam smite, do it over and over without any negative effects. That is what I pretty much built an entire concept around and what I've been playtesting. I actually created a video today that I'm finishing editing now on it's my kind of episode 2 of a tactics video. Before I did Tau tactics video, and this time it'll be a 1,000 Suns tactical video. Check this out, we got a sweet thumbnail. That should be probably put that up by tomorrow. Kamehameha, that's from James Schaff there, the illustrious. And so that is exciting, and you can see we've been doing a ton of play testing, and a lot of that's been going on live on Twitch like we've mentioned before. That's where we do a lot of our play testing with Tabletop Simulator. You can easily figure out all the different places we post things by getting engaged with our fan giveaway. We do it every month. This is the giveaway number 3. This is for a rare, out of print, new in box squad of Vespids for the Tau. You can't really buy this new whatsoever, and the fact that it's factory sealed is pretty dope. Thank you, Dragonfire Games, for your support there. Coming up is going to be some painted models, as it was the typical tradition or our pre-designed goal. The ones upcoming are going to be super sweet. What's up, Ice Wolf? Yeah. Yo, Ice Wolf, this time we are in Discord and we are live. You can try to throw your heavily accented commentary at me, and we could try to have a conversation if you like jumping on the Discord. Just a heads up. Good to see you though, brother. Good to see you. So yeah, we're gonna do a 1,000 Suns tactical video. I'm excited to break that down and show that off. I don't want to rant and rave too much about that, being that there's a video upcoming, but that is pretty much the main 40k topic on my mind related to the new spring FAQ. A lot of it has been about making a screen that doesn't die. And again, I'll talk your head off for an hour on this video upcoming. I hope you check it out. Yeah, man, get some food in you, Ice Wolf. Thanks for saying what's up, though, man. Always good to see you. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue just talk about the things going on. We have that video that's been produced and being finalized. I'm almost done with our next edited bat rep. We've been doing a lot of live battle reports, easier on the editing time. But coming soon, you're gonna see Night Lords versus Space Wolves. It was a Dreadnought army, and it was a tough battle. You'll see how that outcome is here shortly. It is nearly complete. The edited battle reports, you know, they take a lot more time than anything else we do, because of the level of perfection that we're, you know, or like you know, we're trying to take it to the maximum as far as the quality of the report, the lack of downtime in the speech. And you know, looking at rules, dice rolls. It's 3 cameras, so there's kind of a multi-camera editing that needs to go on to sync everything up. It's time consuming, but damn it, I'm going to stick with it, and I look forward to showing you those videos upcoming too. And another topic that's on the mind is tournaments. I mean, Nova is coming fast. I mean, it's still months away, but I know how it worked out last time we were going to go to Nova, and it was here before you know it. I'm curious out there if any of you watching or watching on the post are going yourselves. I'd love to say what's up, and it'd be cool to know that you're watching War Charge Gaming and hanging out at Nova and say what's up. That'd be awesome. Speaking of just like watching the channel, I'm really curious. I've really been appreciative, and it's really dope to see all the increased subscribers that continue to come through. We still have a goal of getting to that 1,000, part of where the giveaway comes in. You give to us with your support, we give back with free stuff. And I am curious if you're watching now or have watched in the, in the post-in, tell me how you ran into us. Was it suggested videos on YouTube? Did somebody mention it to you directly, word of mouth? That'd be cool to find out. Where'd you run into it, and what were you searching at the time? If you were searching to run into the videos, was it the thumbnail that brought you in? And what kept you around? What made you hit the subscribe button? I'm trying to understand how to grow and how what is cool and what is not, kind of thing. And yeah, do just that. I'm loving the experience of collaborating with the audience at large. I have a new friend that I met just recently streaming live on Twitch named Tumby, who lives in New Zealand. And Tumby is an awesome fellow. And I played his first. It was really cool because it was like, I don't know, it was like 2 a.m. my time, and I played with him his first game of 40k. Search YouTube for Tau 40k. Ah, cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for letting me know, Drake. Yeah, that's what people have been telling me, is that they like that video, and that was the first time that I had done a tactical breakdown, because it's kind of intimidating, man. There's a lot of like intense, detailed information, and it's hard to give that intelligently, not mess up what you're saying, not read as you go, and speak directly and smoothly. So that's something I'm trying to build a skill set at. And I hope that this other video is the same. In fact, it's way more complicated, using 3 books versus just 1 book. With this new Thousand Suns breakdown that I'm doing, I ended up, it's between, Heretic Astartes, Chaos Space Marines, Demons, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns. All of those books play a role when it comes to making a Chaos army and kind of creating the best situation that you can. Obviously, you can only use 3 detachments, and they got to be pure. Even though there is certain mixtures of soup you can still do, it's only the chaos word that is not allowed to be used as a faction keyword, but there's still demons, there's still different gods, and Heretic Astartes in general, ways to link up different things that wouldn't normally belong together, like multiple legions in the same detachment. They can, they can party together with the Heretic Astartes keyword, even though they don't get the detachment benefits. So yeah, looking forward to breaking all that down. There's so many options. Chaos is like just so thick with choices, and to really kind of figure out what you think the best one is, it's there's always kind of more than one, and there's more of a play style that gets inherited by whatever different units that you'd like to use. So that's cool that you dug on the Tau video, man, and that's what got you into it. And I feel like just entertainment with like battle reports and stuff, it doesn't give it kind of leaves the viewer to their own devices at finding insight from the video, and it can take a long time to achieve, as you have to watch the whole battle report. And a majority of what the report is for is kind of documenting and entertaining, versus giving insight directly into how to be a better player or play your armies better, or know thy army. So these direct videos are exciting to me. They're new for us, and I hope to get potent results and kind of show the level of dedication I have to the research that I do, and try to really be an expert on the topic. As by God, there's always something to learn, and I'm not saying I'm never wrong, because it happens often, but it's because I push limits as far as what is allowed. I try to find combos and question rules, and I think that leads to where sometimes you can make some misinterpretations. I take it very seriously to make sure that I have a justified, accurate, no gotcha hammer type rule set, and I really enjoy finding the different resources and puzzle piecing things together. Being familiar with the FAQs of all the different books is highly important. See what I was saying. I was looking for a bat rep with the use of green screen and more tech effects in other channels. I watch a lot of bat reps, so I'm need to see one video. This was a nice channel. Nice. not the scouting over enthusiast. Nice, I like it, Ice Wolf, like it. Well, cool, man. Well, cool. Yeah, I just try to keep it real, you know. I've done a lot of studying on what, you know, how to kind of have unique content and have content that's worthwhile. What's quality content? Because, you know, they say that anybody can do it, and the level of tech skills that you have or the resources of like the quality of your camera work is only so important when the depth and quality of the content itself is really what vibes the most. And how do you have something unique is you be yourself, right? So that's the goal. Here I am chilling, and right now the mantra is consistency creates credibility. So I'm trying to be credible and consistent by being here every Thursday at 9 o'clock and give you guys an hour of just ranting at the camera. It is cool when the homies can jump on. James is traveling from the game store right now, and Chris is getting home from work kind of deal. So here I am just holding it down. Let's PowerPoint some more ideas. Part of what's going to go down this year is 3 tournaments by Warp Charge Gaming. We had our first practice tournament. It was our second annual tournament that we do around my birthday. I like to have a house tournament with just all the homies all brought together with invite only kind of thing, because it's in a house, there's only so much room. We put a big pot down, cash money, and have a banging time, you know, just all hanging out and getting to play together. That was a great time. You can actually watch a video of that, the Warp Charge Gaming Invitational. You can see the whole the behind the scenes as we set all this up at my buddy's house, and then you can see the overhead camera of the top tables as the tournament went on. And that was my first time using the Best Coast Pairing app and doing an official ITC tournament, which was a great experience and a practice run for these official public tournaments that we're going to be doing this year. The first one is going to be June 24th at Gallery 5 here in Richmond, Virginia. It's called Battle in the Warp, and I'm really excited about the venue. I have a lot of love for this place. I've been going here for years and years. It's called Gallery 5. It's an old art museum. Well, it's an old firehouse that turned into an art museum. It's a really sweet location that is all about the community and charitable art. For this, basically the art for the sake of it. You know, they want to have a place that people can showcase their work and be a place for the community to, you know, cultivate the arts, whether through music or visual or, you know, dance, whatever, right? So I just really appreciate this place. They're always running, you know, doing things for the people. And the venue inside is amazing. The environment's going to be sweet. There's going to be a bar. So, you know, usually it's always in a game store with, you know, the kids running around and everything of that nature. Not to say that if you're, you know, under 18 or something, you want to cruise up and play, go for it. But it is awesome to be able to have some adult entertainment with some adult beverages while having a great time. I don't even drink that much, but I know it kicks up the fun level, and I hope that it's something that we get a good crowd for. Last couple weeks ago, I went to Raleigh, North Carolina to Event Horizon Games to play in a Field of Fire gaming tournament. It was my first time linking up with those crew, and they were awesome. It's been really cool to continue to spread my wings of conversation, getting to meet a lot of folks from all over the community worldwide at this point. Ice Wolf, for instance, hollering out. And it's just so cool to meet all these people and get to engage and collaborate and find the passion that permeates so many places. It's a really beautiful thing. So looking forward to our tournament. I went up there to Raleigh to try to find some players to bring our way. I'm hoping to get a good amount of their crew coming down. And I'm working for some exciting prize support that I look forward to sharing as time progresses. So stay tuned for that. On Saturday, today is Thursday, on Saturday we'll be filming a live bat rep. I think we'll be going live at about noon-ish, 12:30-ish, East Coast Standard Time, USA. So if you're available, or you know, if you can keep it in the old noggin there, we will be going live there, and I think it's going to be Dark Eldar. And I want to bring my Zinchlis, the one that I'm talking about with the tactic video and everything, but I feel kind of dirty to do so. My buddy doesn't get to play that often. You know, he's got some new kid, you know, new babe in the house, and he's, you know, being dad and all that. And, you know, poor guy doesn't get to practice his ass off or anything. So I don't want to give him the grossest thing I can think of. First, like, hey man, good to play. So I think I'm going to make, even though I'm a little nervous about the potency of this, but I think I want to play around with a Dark Angel Space Wolf list, just for the sake of fun. I want to have some Space Wolves and I want to have some Dark Angels, and I want them to fight together. There's even a stratagem where that involves them both, and so I'm thinking about just making a fun list like that for Saturday. Give something interesting for the channel, and give something fun for James to go up against, so he's not just getting smited to death. The smite spam, Thousand Suns, Magnus, Plague Bearer thing I've came up with is demoralizing, and it can kind of take the wind out of your sails, make the game seem a little twisted, maybe broken as a term. Not trying to brag, I'm just saying it's a freaking gross thing, and it wasn't my intent. You know, I have a great crew that I speak with, the Warp Charge Gaming Foundation. You know, we've had a Facebook thread running for like 5 years now, and we're about 20 deep in this thread, and we talk daily about all things 40k, and a few of us talk individually when we're as same faction players. And my buddy Patrick and I, we often, when we go to the same tournament, it's lo and behold, we always end up fighting each other. We literally always end up with these mirror armies. We play the same factions, minus the fact that he plays guard and I don't. But when we go chaos, we often will get on the same train of thought, a very agreeable sense, where there might be a few things that I just like swear by and he goes the other way, but the general concept remains the same. Him and I have been hashing out the details real hard on this, and again, going through the different books, all the different stratagems, the characters, the psychic powers, and the units themselves, and figuring out the best combination of how to use all of the books to create the dirtiest piece of work that there is. My first attempts were to just go crazy with smite spam and take like 13 characters and just a good shield, a good screen. But it, you know, the big thing that is kind of the breaker of the list, if it can't take the stress chest, then it's not necessarily viable in a competitive play, is going to be the way it can handle heavy shooting. I'm talking Imperial Guard maxed out shooting, which I think is better than maxed out Tau shooting, but even that, the stress test I do with Tau is 10 broadsides with high yield missile pods. That's 180 shots, 80 shots of smart missiles, 80 shots of high yield. And like, for instance, here's how I do it. I'll show you, because I didn't talk about this in the video coming up. So there's this Assault Dice app. I don't know if you ever checked it out, but it's by Games Workshop, and it's super sweet. I think I already got it loaded here. You can put like 160 dice in there all at once. We're gonna do 80 at a time, and we're gonna do the stress test here, right? This is a great app. It's like $1, maybe $2. And it really speeds up the game when you have horde armies like orcs and stuff. It's like fundamental for that kind of situation. And in tournament environment, never had anyone not want this to go down, because again, it makes everything more fast. So here's, we got 2 rounds of 80. And whenever I do my stress test against the Tau with the 10 broadside list in my imagination, I imagine they get Kalyun, I imagine they get 5 marker lights, and I imagine they do focus fire stratagem for +1 to wound. Like, it's pretty nasty, okay? So let's see how that goes. So here's the smart missiles. In this case, let's do pink horrors with +1 invuln from the, what is it called? Purge, Warp Surge or something like that. Yeah, something like that. +1 invuln for the demons. You spend 2 command points to get +1 invuln. So we're going to take 3 up invuln horrors. We're not going to split them. And they have a 6 up feel no pain from the changeling. Can 30 pink horrors survive all these Tau shots? So they're going to be a 3 up to hit because they have all those marker lights, and they're going to reroll everything. So here's 80 shots on the smart missiles. All right, 3s to hit. And now we're going to reroll, and it's in this little bucket down here. We're doing the rerolls now. And now we're going to go to 3s. So we missed like 27 out of 80. So 53 hits. And then it's +1 to wound, strength 5 against toughness 3, where it would be 3s, is now 2s to wound. All right, so in the first 80, they get 47 wounds. Rolling to save with a 3 up invuln. All right, so we only fail 16. So then we would do 16, feel no pains. And we saved 3 of them. So we took 13 wounds from 80 shots. The other ones are going to be D3 damage, but otherwise pretty much the same thing. So let's just even just give them, you know, let's say 20. So 20 plus 13. They can wipe it, is what kind of the moral of the story is there. That yes, you can, but that's about it. You know, with their entire army, they can take out 210 points, is what that comes down to. 70 points for a squad of 10, 210 for a squad of 30, 2 command points. They got a 3-up invuln. Take a 100-point model for the changeling for feel no pain, which only saved 3 wounds out of that whole mess. Basically, a 3-up invuln is strong, and it can make a lot of saves. And you know, that's the Tau maxed out. They're getting all their marker lights. They're getting the +1 to wound, which is 3 command points, and they're doing 5 marker lights, and Cao Yun, which is only once per game or twice per game max with Shadow Sun. So that isn't quite as dirty as the Imperial Guard shooting, but right there alone, you know, that in a sense does pass the test. Even though they die, the main thing is the wounds don't continue. That's kind of the test for me. In this particular case, especially with the smite spam, a lot of times in 8th edition, I'm all about pushing the character rule. The character rule is so good, where they can't be targeted when they're below 10 wounds. And oftentimes, you know, that's where the majority of your combos and interlocking rules live, is within inside the characters. They're who your psychers are, and they got the aura abilities. So as long as they're protected, meaning that the wounds don't go beyond the screen, then it's viable, then it's safe, as long as you have a backup. And in the Chaos world, you can always summon. One thing that is tricky that I'm kind of getting in tune with now is that one thing about the FAQ is you can't necessarily summon into your own deployment zone. Or I'm sorry, on turn 1, you can't summon but into your own deployment zone. And so if your big squad is dying on the first turn, and then you need to summon a backup, you're going to be stuck right there in the line, and you're not going to be able to go further on that turn 1. You don't want to have to summon until turn 2, and that means going first, moving up, then them shooting you down, then turn 2 being able to summon. That means you require turn 1. And just like in this video that I'll be posting shortly, it just talks about mitigating that, taking away the gamble. You know, the fact that a turn 1 can determine your whole game, or a single model, Lord of War, whatever, can determine your whole game. To me, that's not viable if you want to go to the top tables in a tournament. You have to mitigate the gamble, take away the risk. Otherwise, when you do get there, you're just going to get lucky, you know. Yeah, so they got that video coming, Kamehameha style. And what else is happening? You know, a lot of otherwise, I've just been kind of busy with music things. You know, as you might have caught before, I'm a producer and DJ of electronic music. I'm also, you know, a live sound engineer and know DMX lighting pretty well as visual projections using projectors and things of that nature. And ever since I quit my full-time job as a store manager of a guitar center, I did that for about 4 years, previously working for the company Total for like 9 years. I left retail management on my own terms to follow my dreams and run Warp Charge Gaming and use my skill set, knowledge, and passions that I've spent my whole life learning and putting it to the test and putting it for hire, basically. So a lot of kind of side jobs I've turned away for a long time. I'm now getting to work with people that I've always wanted to, but haven't had the opportunity to have the time available. And I've been making my bread and butter, doing all kinds of odd jobs with music. It's been pretty cool. Saturday I'll be going to run sound, and every week now I've been working on being a music engineer for a recording project. My buddy has a 10-song album that's all completely recorded, and I've been going through and using Melodyne pitch correction software to make sure that all the guitars and vocals and harmonies and bass guitar and things of that nature are all in tune and timed correctly, and getting that into my mixing software and using my different audio plugins to optimize and clean up and polish the songs. And it's been a lucrative, fun, and kind of a godsend as far as financially to keep the dream machine running here, because I don't want to go back to the standard 9 to 5. I am just coasting at flatline on an income level. Every bit of money I have goes into this business and what I'm trying to accomplish. And I've never been happier, never been broker. Well, I can't say that. Things are okay. Things are okay. And I hope that if I talk about this just for the sake of documenting the experience, and hopefully if you're catching this on like oh, this is interesting kind of flip side, it's not all about 40k, right, but it's all intertwined, that you might find some inspiration, we spark a conversation, or you never know what. I think it's just important to speak your truth as a person, and keeping it real, and that's what I'm doing, especially since I ain't got nobody else to talk to right now, and I'm just ranting on this live talk here. Shit, done 25 minutes. Let's see. Getting thirsty and shit. Here we go. You want to take a look at the board I got going on for Saturday? A little sneak peek. Let's check it out. Whoa. I really decked it out with the forest. Gotta love the forest theme. That's some Game Mat EU terrain there with the bigger rocks and then the mat itself. And then I got these trees and these other rocks going along the river from a different source. I'll have to give myself some more cabling to go in deep there, friends. Keep it chill for now. Yeah, you only live once, Icewolf. Damn straight. Don't live for tomorrow, live for today. There was some video I watched, man, where it was all like, just talking about, you know what? I think I might just find it, Let's see if we can take a second to ride that wave, and I'm gonna pull up this inspirational video that kind of sets the tone for what I'm talking about just a minute ago. And by the way, just to mention, you can totally be my friend on Facebook if you want, George Rollins, and I get on there live every Monday and just talk about real talk, like straight up, just life stuff. But then also on our Warp Charge Gaming Facebook is where we do a lot of like just regular, just talking on the daily kind of conversations. So whether it's from our main homepage or the Facebook group, jump in and get a part of that. All right, I'm gonna find this video because I think it's cool. Maybe. Yep, here it is.
When asked what surprised him.
All right. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go full screen, and you may have already seen this before. Who knows? All right, so we're going screen capture. That's not what we want. Come on. Very odd. I got this. I got this. Playing with tech, playing with tech. Weird. Tech ain't being my friend, man. It don't want to work. Weird. Doesn't want to screen capture the screen. Well, you probably hear it.
When asked what surprised him most about humanity, the Dalai Lama answered, "We sacrifice our health in order to make wealth. Then we sacrifice our wealth in order to get back our health." We're so anxious about what will happen in the future that we don't enjoy the present. The result being, we don't live in the present or the future. We end up living feeling like we're never going to die, and then die never having truly lived. Ellen Goodman said normal is getting dressed in clothes that you buy for work and driving through traffic in a car that you're still paying for in order to get to the job that you need to pay for the clothes and car and the home that's empty all day just so you can afford to live in it. We live in a world where daydreams are more common than dream jobs, where money clouds our search for meaning. In search for profit, we sacrifice our quest for purpose, and in the pursuit of those paychecks, we give up our passions. We're completely rooted to our routines. We're plagued by indecision and lack of vision. They say that the most powerful prison is one when you don't even know that you're locked up. See, the suits are our uniforms, our cufflinks are the handcuffs, our ties are the chains, our boss is like the guard, and well, our cubicles are our cells. And now I know why they call it the glass ceiling, because it shatters our dreams. The only thing we excel at is Microsoft. Now that's a PowerPoint. You know what it's like. We spend the whole day trying to get our work on time, but then spend all of our time thinking about work. We wish our out of office could be permanent. We wish that our inbox would always remain empty. Our LinkedIn resumes are more interesting than our actual jobs. Our profile pictures are the happiest we've been in a long time. We live for the weekend, but then end up feeling weak, clockwork and monotony. But honestly, could Mondays be more meaningful? Could Tuesdays be less torture? Could Wednesdays be more worth it? Could Thursdays be more transformative? Could Fridays be more fulfilling? We count down the next 50 weeks knowing that there's another 50 years. We count down for the next escape knowing that there really isn't one. Because even when we're away from our desks, our minds are still there with the checklists in our heads. We stuff ourselves into our work clothes, then our buses, then the cars, then the trains, and then our offices, only to wait 5 days to live again. And we don't have time to eat dinner together, so we end up eating out of takeaway boxes.
And it just keeps going with just more truth. Yeah, that one hit me good one day. I remember the night before I watched that video for the first time, I was stressing just a little bit. You know, just kind of feeling the burn. And I woke up the next morning and that was, that fired up, and I was just like, just pump me up, just like you just did now. The idea, nice words. Yeah. I don't know if it was a TED Talk. It was just on Facebook. Everyone needs to hear this was the title of it. I think, yep, Jay Shetty was the guy that said that stuff. Pretty cool little presentation. Definitely got me motivated. So that's kind of the backdrop of what's going down. There's another video on our page that's kind of buried deep now, if you want to look back. That is called Warhammer Freaks Go Pro, and that has pretty much a edited, like PowerPoint style green screen backdrop presentation of what we're doing, what we're about, and how we got here, kind of thing. At least that was the goal. And that was back when we had like 5,000 views, 15,000 views. And it's now since been doubled. I mean, the numbers are huge. You know, we got like 40,000 views on these things, man, and there are tons of hours being watched. So that just gives me confidence and a belief that, you know, keep going, don't give up, and this will continue to grow to be as impactful to my life as I hope that it is. And, you know, I'm not trying to get rich. There's not even I'm not having to even ask for a dime in any way. I'm just really hoping that things fall in place as I pursue the dreams. And so far, it's been nothing but a positive experience. So I hope, you know, you do the same. I think it's a healthy way to be. If anything, do something. You know, that's the cool thing about Warhammer and about a hobby in general is it gives you passion. Anything that you're doing other than just like watching TV and letting just time go by with nothing happening is a good thing in my mind. And I think 40k has that artistic aspect to it. Whether you're a painter or not, there's still like the appreciation of the imagination. You know, like it can be a living art piece just in a good game. That's why you got to get that gray shit off the table, though. No need to pull that other player out of their imagination dream. Yeah, you should check it out, man. It's pretty cool. I worked damn hard on it. It was the first video that I ever talked in front of the camera like that, and it took me 4 hours to say what was said in that video. I think it's 30 minutes long. What's up, East Coast Steve? Nice, man. Thanks, dude. Came from 40k, got life lessons instead. I dig it, bro. Every day's a lesson, right? Yeah. I remember trying to talk in front of the camera for the first time and kind of tell the story, and it was like an hour and a half worth of footage with like 4 hour, like there was an hour and a half for the stuff I wanted to say almost. And it was like 4 hours of takes to get to that point and find the good ones. I just kept stuttering and messing up everything. Yeah, man. Hibby, 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 hooby, hooby, hibby, hobby. Yeah, so I met Tumby, cool dude from New Zealand, played his first game of Warhammer 40k. Isn't that cool to meet somebody, teach them Tabletop Simulator, and get them all set up to play, and then play their first game of 40k, meeting them through the channel. I mean, pretty wild. I'm sure he's hooked. He was jumped on the other night and we were having more conversations. I just played last night with a guy named Phil, and I've been helping him personally build his tournament list with his Tau to take to his local tournament this weekend. And you know, shit, I mean, there's like dudes like that Nick Nanavati. I don't know Nick Nanavati or whatever, but he's, you know, he's getting paid to give people list advice and doing charge Skype advice on listing and things like that. I'm pouring my, you know, hard-earned research and dedication into expediting other people's process and giving. And it's cool, just, you know, it's tight to make a difference in somebody's life, and it's fulfilling. And that's what's been going down over the last couple of weeks. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, so can't always get a video up. But hey, getting the games on and making stuff happen. You can catch us on the peripherals, the subliminal, in the Twitch live shows. I mean, there's some recorded content on there, and you can watch back. If you're not familiar with Tabletop Simulator, it will blow your mind. You can literally play Warhammer with me without ever being in the same physical space. Even though I'd love for you to hit me up and come play at the studio here. That'd be totally cool as well. Or even cooler, come to our tournament. First one being on June 24th here in Richmond, Virginia. The next one will be in August, and the next one after that will be in November, and that'll be our first 2-day GT, all ITC official. Yeah, nice. Cool, man, that's really cool. Brow. Oh, we get somebody jump in the Discord?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, Ice Wolf? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing very fine, thank you.
Awesome, man. Good to hear from you. Thanks for jumping on.
Wait a moment. I need to adjust the volume.
I think I got you situated, man. I just turned you up. You sound fine to me.
Yeah, there's a bit of lag,
Oh yeah, there's always going to be lag in the YouTube. You can't listen to the Discord and the YouTube at the same time because they're not synced up. Yeah, like I have the YouTube on mute right now, and I can see that it's like, you know.
That's very strange to hear myself talking.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what's a wild ride? All right, peace, East Coast Steve. Good night, man.
Good night, Steve.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so it looks like I got it to work this time around, Ice Wolf. No issues. You tuned right in and you're live, man. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, last week were a lot of problems.
A lot of problems. It's this computer, man. It's my buddy Chris, he was on the channel last week, the Tyranid player. It's his computer, and he's been gracious enough to let us use his supercomputer for the channel as we grow here. And it's a PC. I'm usually a Mac user. And Macs are a little bit more stable with this kind of stuff, even though you need like a crazy PC to be able to operate all this video stuff. Here, I'll show the rig here on the cam. So here's the double monitor setup here. You can see us checking each other out there, and then here's this crazy supercomputer all lit up inside. We got these graphic cards. And
nice.
Yeah, down in there is those PCI cards, those little things on the bottom. Those are the cards that we got to be able to plug in. What those are this Intensity Pro 4K capture cards. So those are PCI cards installed directly into the motherboard, while we use this Intensity shuttle here as a third capture card. This is the dice cam card that always screws up. And it was because the whole time this stupid USB port wasn't plugged into the damn wall. So
yeah, you need some amps to, and that's the problem with USB, that doesn't deliver many amps to the devices when you connect a lot.
Exactly.
But yeah, when you figure that out, it takes some time.
Yeah, it's all about that trial and error and making mistakes and stuff. But yeah, the USB 3.0 hub, there was a ton of troubleshooting up until I got the hub, just to be like, why is this thing blinking out? And I thought it was everything that could be my fault. And it turned out that even with the maximum power saving settings, it was the freaking motherboard itself couldn't supply enough bus power for these capture devices. You know, I'm not very good with like the video, I don't know the answer to this, but this like kind of stumped me the other day. My buddy was like, why do you, like when we use these capture cards and like record the GoPros or a DSLR camera directly into the computer, it's like tons of gigs, like a shit ton of gigs worth of data, where like if you record a video on your phone, it's like such smaller data information. I know that the resolution is the same. It's still 1080p 60 frames per second. I don't know why like you get gigs and gigs of video footage versus like
it's raw data. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, raw data.
You convert it to MP4 later. It shrinks in size enormously.
So even though it's running at 1080p 60 frames per second, because it's not a raw file on your phone, it's still going to be it's not going to be the same kind of resolution and depth that is in your recorded data from the capture card?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's the way to say it. When I tried to kind of explain it to somebody, who's like, "Why is it you have such a small video on your phone, but it takes up all this?" I was like, because like the computer that James is on, my painting partner, who's actually he goes live on Wednesdays on Twitch painting. I gave him the computer I'm still paying for on my credit card, while I use Chris's computer here at the studio, the more souped up version, and on that brand new Mac Mini. Like you push record on that thing and the CPU spikes to 80%. And we're like, why the hell does it take so much computing power to hit record at 1080p 60 frames per second when you can just hit it on your phone and like text message at the same time? Yeah, so a little outside of my techie perspective to be able to describe the ins and outs of that. And if you're watching, I'd love to hear some nerdy talk on that conversation.
Yeah, but my knowledge on that is also limited.
Yeah,
I know a lot about electronics, but
right, it's like you know there's a reason and you know it's a good one.
Yeah,
but it's like I can't really say exactly why.
But that's what YouTube is for. You just try to Google it or YouTube it.
Right.
Most of the problems I solve by YouTube.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
There's always a movie about something that's screwed open and take a look inside. Yep.
So, Icewolf, tell me a little bit about 40k stuff, man. Like I keep mixing up my friends. I know, and you're from the Netherlands. I know that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I started 40k last year.
But you've been playing fantasy for like 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years, yes.
Okay.
I've got enormous armies.
Yes, and you played dwarves, and you hate the elves.
Yep. That's my dwarf. So I look like a dwarf. I've got the big beard.
Yeah. Nice.
So and I feel like the fluff is really up to my alley.
Nice.
With space wolves, like Viking style, big wolves. That's my style.
Very Vikingish, yeah.
Dwarves and runes, I love it.
That's awesome, man. I remember you told me your awesome like death chant. It was Dwarvian or whatever. You got to see if you can you pronunciate that for me?
No way.
I sure as hell didn't say it.
It took me 2 weeks to figure out the correct runes. It was in the codex of the dwarves.
Oh wow, cool, man. So, what got you into playing after playing fantasy for so long? What got you into playing 40k?
After 8th edition, I didn't like Age of Sigmar much because I like massive games. I like Lord of the Rings styles battles. Like a lot of miniature on the table.
Hell yeah!
So that's why I stick to 8th edition. But all the new models that come on round bases, and so I took a break from that, and then 40k. I started with a friend of mine, and it is now almost a year, and I've got already too big of an army.
Oh, I know how that goes. Look behind me. Yeah, I lost my shit buying stuff when I got into 40k. That's why I won't play Age of Sigmar. I've been getting some pressure to, and I mean, hell, I mean, I could easily play my demons or orcs for Age of Sigmar, you know, or fantasy or whatever. But I don't want to play the game because I'm terrified of how much I love the models. Are sick.
Yeah. Couple of years, the quality of the models is really increased by Games Workshop.
Yeah, I mean that new water army. That I don't know the name of them.
Yeah, they're also elves, so I don't like them.
Yeah,
but the models are so beautiful.
Man, the sea turtles. That's badass.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
into that.
really smart from KW.
Yeah, and the whole like that character that's like coming out of the wave. That's the shit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nicely done. So the hollow out parts and the way the open parts, you can see through the model.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's still a sturdy model.
Yeah, exactly. It's impressive. So like since you've been playing 40k, has fantasy been on the back burner, Sigmar? Like you haven't done that in like a year now?
I played last year 2 games.
Oh wow! Gotcha.
So that's really, but I'm more a collector of figures. I like to create terrain. I make nice tables.
That's awesome.
And I play only against good friends of mine.
Sure. I mean that's awesome. I can totally understand that. I know that sometimes, man, like. Even now, like I was over the last week, I've done nothing but just like try to optimize the most competitive thing possible. The grossest, cheesiest, you're not having fun, but I am type shit I could think of. And that can be a little like, can wear on you a little bit, you know? To where you start to like not be able to like figure out, like nothing's fun besides like, well, I figured out what the most grossest thing is, so if I'm not playing that, then I'm just begging to lose, you know.
Far more of the fluffy side.
Yeah, that's cool. I can totally respect that, and I really enjoy that side too, especially when I first started playing. I mean, I just did, you know, it was always about the rule of cool. But
yeah.
You know, there's a whole scene.
Yeah, but the fantasy is also more fluffy than 40k, I think.
What's that now? What's more fluffy?
The fantasy side of Warhammer
is more fluffy than 40k.
Yeah. The I'm looking for the English word. More.
Not sure.
It's easier to get the fluff in the stories are more easy to get.
Just like get into. I guess it's like more cohesive. It's maybe like I could feel that. I mean, like 40k universe is like all over the place. You know, very open-ended. I don't know. I can't speak to very much on the Sigmar or fantasy like backdrop because it's like I'm very out of touch with it. So I could believe it though. I mean, not out of the realm of possibilities at all.
It's a personal thing, I think, also because I grew up with Lord of the Rings and movies about knights and stuff.
Gotcha. So
it's easier to get yourself into when you close your eyes, you see the battlefields, you see the running horses.
Wow, like immersive. It's more immersive, perhaps.
Yeah.
Do you have so you play Space Wolves when you play 40k, right?
Yeah, at the moment I've got Space Wolves and I've got Necrons.
Okay. Which one do you prefer playing right now?
At the moment, Necrons.
I was gonna.
They turned really badass.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. What kind of stuff are you doing with your Necrons?
Sorry?
What's like your go-to right now for the Necrons? I'm gonna race.
I just got the Forgebane box in. I arrived last week, and I put out on the raids, and they are great. They're super models.
Yeah.
Play great. So that's my favorite.
I was expecting such. My buddies have been doing a lot of talk about doing. Have you seen that win at all cost Necrons list with the triple Tesseract bolts? Have you
I
seen that
did
at
not
all?
see it, but I can imagine one with triple Tesseract balls.
Yeah, like there's a combo.
That's nasty.
I think it's the Deceiver. They take a Catan Deceiver who does the
Yeah.
who can infiltrate like up to D3 units, and then they take 3 Tesseract bolts. They infiltrate those directly into your face, and then with the 3 Tesseract bolts and the Catans, they have like 20 some powers that do all this area damage and mortal wounds. It's basically mortal wound spam.
Yeah, a lot of mortal wounds.
Yeah, it's really good.
And
Actually.
it's at the end of your movement phase, so it's not in a magic phase or something, so you cannot
Exactly.
get nothing against it.
Exactly, it's really good. Just to mention, if you ever messed with Tabletop Simulator, it's a great way to try something like that. But it's really good. I'll just say that again. So that's been
I'm still hoping it's come on discount sometime.
Yeah, the Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. Man, people been, there's something that we don't really have is like how to get set up on it. I could like go through a quick, here's how you do it, unless my screen capture wants to be really stupid. Yeah, it's so easy. It's easy, but it's almost like you need a guide to get started because they're not like just, they're not just trying to say, yeah, here's how you play Warhammer for practically nothing.
Yeah, but can you play against yourself or something like training, or you always need 2 people?
Oh no, you definitely don't need 2 people, and it's fantastic for being able to train and look at how your models look on the table. I think I'm set to be able to show this off, so we're gonna give it a try here. Hitting buttons.
I already stripped the models from my 3D printer.
Ah, got you. I bet that was helpful. So you got a 3D printer,
Yeah.
huh? That's because you make terrain.
Yeah, I also bought it last year.
Well, that's really cool.
But I'm also now creating my own models and stuff. So it's been a hard curve to learn.
Yeah, I bet. Man, I'd love to see some of your, you should get like a gallery or something going where we can look at all the 3D printed shit you made, man. I'd love to anyways.
Yeah, I will. You can do that in Discord, huh?
Yeah, you can post stuff there. Yeah, that'd be totally tight. I could even pull it up. I'm gonna do a quick little heads up on Tabletop Simulator, so I'll go live with this real quick. Bam. There's some Tabletop Sim. Oops, sorry, that would have created a little echo there. Let's go like this. All right, cool. So you're looking at Tabletop Simulator. This is a virtual environment where you can play all types of games, but in this case, instead of playing chess or checkers or anything like that, we're playing Warhammer 40k. You can see here on the table I got a Space Wolf army ready to go that I was playing recently. It's actually not correct anymore because the rule of 3. But you can totally, I got terrain here, you just set this stuff down where you want it to go. You can even fluff it out with some trees or whatever. You lock that stuff down, you got your objectives, you got rulers, but even easier is you have these measuring tools, and so I can just measure out here, I find that 36-inch mark on the board, 24 inches up. This is a true 72 inches across, and then you got this sweet dice roller for you. So you take your dice, let's say I got like a whole bunch that I need to roll, you just copy them super easy, throw it in this box and it organizes them all for you. I'm like, cool, I need to reroll 1s, I need 4s to hit, no problem, looking for 3s to wound. Bam, you were playing 40k. You even got like a little virtual freaking iPad here that really goes on the internet. Bam, turn counters. Here's like the cards you would get in the, to play the dang tactical missions. Just ready to go, no big deal. Just all right in here, and all you got to do is go on Steam, buy Tabletop Simulator for 20 bucks, and then all of this 40k material is available to you. So let me show you what it's like when I drop an army down. Here is my my new 1,000 Suns army. Bam. That was not the most cleanest drop. Let's do it again. Saved object, New Nurgle. Cool. There's that army, and then, hey, let's throw down my buddy's Necron army. Save. Bam. Oh, what do you know? There's a, there's a Necron army. Oh, you want to try one out with 3 Tesseract bolts? Just copy paste that bad boy. No big deal. You can play whatever you want. There's Magnus, there's my Demon Princes. And what it's like, let me show you how this would operate. So I'll go to the interwebs. What you do is you go to Tabletop Simulator Workshop. Okay, this workshop is where the user base, the community, has posted these things that they created. So right off the gates, here's Tyranids. All you got to do is go to the search engine, type Warhammer, type Nurgle, type whatever you want. Here's Tyranids right here. Let's click in there. You cruise in there, and you can basically just download all of these guys ready to go at a push of a button. All you do is hit subscribe. The moment you hit subscribe, it arrives in your library. You go back to your library, you go to your workshops, and here's what it looks like when we dive into an army that somebody posted. So here's like Tau. We're going to load Tau up. Takes me to the table where all of the figures are. No big deal, just a Tau army. I take what I need. Let's say I want 3 Riptides. I need some Crisis Suits. I want 3 of these. Cool. I want some broadsides. I'll take a long strike. Let's take this Storm Surge. Long strike. Cool. And then I can just highlight all that stuff. Right click. Save object. And be like, demo Tau list. Cool. Now that that's saved, we can go back to our game, which all these maps are available to download. There's all kinds of maps. Like check out this one. There's all these physics built into it. So look, we got smokestacks going on, outer space backdrop. So that army that we just saved that was Tau, I'll just go to my saved objects, demo Tau, throw that thing down, bam, there's that army we just saved. We can go in here and color code the different units. We can right click and begin to do custom names. They have their wounds already in there, so it's 14, 14, like cool, I take 2 wounds, now I'm at 12. When you hover your mouse over, it shows their baseline, then it shows all their stats inside. That can all be customized. It's just like that. So once again, all you do, go to Steam, get Tabletop Simulator, 20 bucks. Then you go to the Steam community Tabletop Simulator workshop page. You search the armies, you hit subscribe. It shows up inside of your Tabletop Simulator in games. Go to workshops. There's all the stuff you can download. And then you can just go into those profiles, save your army list, however you like. Here's some Space Marines for you. Show you another example. You have all the armies at your disposal. You can do whatever you want. You save your objects that way, and then you can jump into a battlefield and have a game. You can have up to 10 people inside these servers, and all you do for that is just, one, there's already people ready to play all the time. Let me show you guys what Discord looks like. So how this community has been building for Warp Charge Gaming, and where I'm playing people from all over the world, like Tumby the other day, is through this Discord server. So I'll drag that over to the field here. Right now, this is where Icewolf and I are communicating. We're in the lobby of Discord. If you've never been on Discord or seen it before, it's this server-based concept of where we can have all these different multiple conversations going at the same time within our servers. Kind of like a Facebook group, but instead of like scrolling through all the shit, it's all nicely organized in a different concept. So anybody that has rule questions can go to that channel. You can go to the general channel and just post cool stuff and talk. You're a new player, you can introduce yourself, and it's not all intermixed with everything else. Just like there's different conversational areas for live voice chat, you can even do direct calls and share screen. So that all happens inside of here, and you can see the community that's building inside the Warp Charge Gaming server. There's 8 people that are online right now. A lot of people have been found, and where this community is growing, and where you can play somebody right now, if you go do what I just described, is you go to the Tabletop Simulator Warhammer 40k server, where there's like 1,000 people in here that are ready to play Warhammer 40k. Currently, there is 4 people looking for a game right now. One of them is a buddy of mine. That I was mentioning that I met here on this this server. You can literally just go in here and right click and message these dudes and just start talking to people and playing with them live from all over the world at any time of day. That blew my mind. Yep, so that is the quick, fast, and dirty Tabletop Simulator setup guide to get you started playing Warhammer 40k. Go join the Discord server for Warp Charge Gaming, and I will play you. That's that. Let's go back to the camera. What up? That was a lot of screen capture sessioning there, but it was a good time.
Nice. I posted some photos on Discord.
Oh, cool. Let me check that out. Discord.
Took some time and need to upload it by my phone to Facebook and then down to my computer.
Oh, wow, man. Yeah, let me send this over to the back to the crew there. Here's some of Icewolf's 3D miniatures, man. That looks sick.
That's on a really cheap Chinese printer.
Wow.
The two behind are original, but the right one, the body is printed.
That's impressive.
And also building into some terrain stuff.
Wow. Oh, cool.
Did you already see the four dreadnoughts on that picture alone?
Right.
And right. I've got another 4.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's a Land Raider. And I build in the wolf is from another file.
Wow, so this is like the copy here, right? The gray alien is the copy and the one with the moss is the original?
That's Baby Groot from the films Guardians of the Galaxy.
Aha, gotcha.
And the right one is painted and flocked with grass.
Oh, so they're both 3D originals then?
Yeah.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah, that's what they come out really well.
Oh, we got Damien366 like, yo, Icewolf, you 3D print stuff? Yeah, I'm thinking the same. My mind's turning like, how can I get Icewolf to hook me up with some 3D stuff? I don't know what I would need or do, but that sounds like a really nice skill set to have, man.
Yeah, for the models, it's not really. For the models, you have to have an expensive printer, but for the bigger stuff like tanks and stuff, you can easily buy a very cheap FDM printer.
Oh wow, that's interesting, man. Very cool. Very cool.
And it's like with all jigs bought in China, it needs some tinkering.
How long have you been doing that?
Since last year.
Did you teach yourself? Like, did you go to school and like have a background on it, or?
No, nothing. Just YouTube.
Wow. So you watch some videos and you're like, I could do this. I just need the machine.
Yeah. Yeah, and I bought a cheap one with a sturdy construction.
Yeah.
And I just modified it myself. I have better drivers and new fans, and it prints now very fine.
Wow.
And it only cost me like $300 US.
Wow, man. Huh. And so I mean, you got that torso on that dreadnought, but like more, and hell, that Groot guys, that's practically a model. I mean, shit.
Yeah, but this was the most detailed object that you can print on. For tanks and stuff, it's great, and terrain is super.
Okay, like ruins and walls and stuff.
Yeah, but when you can print normal models, you can see the lines, and guys would like to paint the models well. It's really hard to paint them.
Yeah, I follow you. Interesting.
Because you have individual layers. It's all 0.1 millimeters layers.
Okay, wow.
But you can still feel them, so you need to sand them down a bit.
That's cool, man. Very cool. And it looks like you're getting some great results for only a year in and jumping off of just following YouTube. That's how, man. Everything you're seeing right now is all YouTube. I didn't know how to do
That's where the same where I learned to make intros for movies and stuff. It's just interesting to me, and I've had hands for technique.
Yeah, man. The school of YouTube, man. I have a funny moment that I'm excited to make a little. I downloaded this orchestral Jaws type dramatic moment for my buddy Connor at the end of a game the other day. He was like, there was so much smite, and I'm excited to excited to put some dramatic music behind it for the video coming up. Try to make a fancy little intro. But very cool, my friend. Man, it's been great talking to you, Icewolf. You helped me kill this last bit of time, man. We've reached the hour. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on the stream, my friend.
Ah, nice. I will come on more when I've got the time.
Of course, of course. No, man, I see you all the time, and I really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I've got lucky. Yeah, I have to work at the evenings, so most of the time at night I'm still awake.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Well, Wisewhip, nice talking to you, man. Really cool stuff. Thanks for sharing, and I'll catch you here next time. And everybody else out there, catch you later. Peace.